Okay, good evening, everybody. Today is February 5th. Welcome to the Town of Babylon Planning Board. We do have one public hearing. We begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Jerry, could you lead us in pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Unmute me, I'll take attendance.
Unmute you.
Patrick Alvin. Frank Santos.
Present.
Jerry O'Neill.
Present.
Dan Truchin.
Present.
Ed Wynn.
Present.
Juan Leon.
Present.
James Vaccaro.
Present.
Greg Gaxiola. Matt Esposito. Nunzio Russo. Rich Casey.
Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
We have a quorum, okay. Okay, before we begin the public hearing, before we begin the public hearing, I'd like to read this statement into the record. The planning board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the planning board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void. What is the
Item A on the agenda, public hearing, site plan review. Job number 22-30A, Predatory Fins, proposes to renovate the existing building for an exotic fish showroom and sales with warehouse space of 3,350 square feet.
Okay, who's here on behalf of the applicant?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Gerard Glass, 72 East Main Street in Babylon.
Okay,
Good to see you.
welcome. Please proceed.
This is the application this
Hold on,
evening.
hold on. Thank you. I've just been reminded. The planning commissioner did produce a memo regarding this application. Have you had a chance to review it,
I
Mr.
have.
Glass, with your client?
Yes.
Are there any issues, any comments, anything that you'd like to bring to the board regarding any of the conditions, restrictions, or any other aspect of the memorandum?
Yes, and it is contained in this brief presentation that I'm going to make to you. The planning board memorandum indicates that sprinklers are required. We have met with the fire marshal very early on in this process, and sprinklers are not required. We have a letter from the fire marshal to that effect.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Sure.
Okay, please proceed.
So with me this evening is Charles Di Giovanni. He's the project architect, and Rodrigo Rojas and Kevin Way, who are the owners of the building. When I say the building, the business, the building itself is also family-owned. The premises is situated at 750 Montauk Highway. This is the site of the
Can you
former.
speak a little bit more into the microphone?
Sure.
so
This is
you
the
can pull it down a little.
This is the site of the former
Thank you.
Surfside 3 Marina, which is, as you remember, boat showroom and dealership. It was closed for a number of years, and it is proposed to be the new site for the home of Predatory Fins. Predatory Fins is an exotic fish showroom and sales company. The bulk of their business is conducted via the internet. In fact, they are an internet sensation in some circles. They have over 700,000 followers on Instagram and 300,000 on YouTube, but only 2 employees. The hours of operation are typically between 9 and 6 p.m. As I said, their family does own the building. The structure is about 21,000 square feet. It is connected to the Southwest Sewer District. Refuse is picked up once per week. Noise and odors are typically not a problem that accompanies this type of use. Drainage has never been a problem for this location, even with the most recent flooding events. And the floor is it's a single floor that's split between a 6,500 square foot retail space and a 3,000 square foot of storage. The retail space is open to the public through the front entrance. They have been open for the last 2 years with permission from the town, but the retail segment was not open. It was only internet sales, and it has been open without incident. They have a warm relationship with their neighbors. And the goal is, when this approval is obtained, and God willing, we get our variance for parking from the zoning board to open the retail aspect of this as well, so they can get to the next level. It's certainly a very unique use, and I think it blends to the character of what is, a you know, the neighborhood, to bring something new, not another nail salon or bank or whatever to the neighborhood. This use is a little bit tough because they were looking for a building like this, and a building like this was looking for them because it's low intensity. They don't have a lot of traffic. As I said, most of the business goes through the internet. The building is in need of, you know, I wouldn't say it's, you know, the prettiest building on the block. The bones are good. So, but what they do plan on doing to the building is adding new fencing along Jervis, abutting the residential property to the south. There are going to be plantings and buffers. As you can see from the site plan, they're going to add an irrigation system, fenced-in dumpster as part of the plan. The exterior is going to be updated quite a bit in terms of the signage, the physical exterior of the building. They're going to resurface and restripe the lot, and also add on the interior new handicap bathroom. Partition wall has already been added, separating the retail space from the storage space at the request of the planning department, and they'll be adding some new doors as needed. But they'll be putting some money into the building that I think something that's a good idea. It's going to help the neighborhood. And as I said, the planning board recommendations we're all okay with, except for the fire sprinklers. That would be a deal killer for us. We went through great lengths having meetings separately with the fire marshals and reviewing the code, and it is not required. The other thing that's not required is there's no Department of Health approval required. There's a series of emails that can lead you to that conclusion. But that's something I guess I should mention as well. The big issue with this application, as is often the case, is parking. This application depicts 19 parking spaces, 4 of which are land banked. All the parking is ADA compliant. We anticipate a parking variance is required, so we're going to need a parking variance of 18 spaces to my knowledge. The use does require a total of 37. The use will actually result in a net increase of 10 spaces over what was previously approved. Town's consultant, Cameron Engineering, say no objection to the plan, no objection to the variance. There's no additional curb cut work that is proposed, and the engineer does not believe that this application is going to result in any projected increase in traffic. At usual periods, they may get 3 or 4 people per hour. So there should be plenty of extra spots. So there's relief that's required here as well, in that the planning board, when it approved the boat showroom, attached a covenant which limited the use to a boat showroom. So we will consent to any of the customary covenants that are in the proposed covenants from the planning department. This is not one of them that you're going to limit it to a fish use. We hope to be there for many, many years. But I would say we're going to end up having to go back before the zoning board if the use changes. So we would ask that we not, if that ever happened, have to go before 2 boards. Just go to 1. With that being said, Mr. DiGiovanni is here to answer any specific questions regarding the site plan, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you. Do any of the board members have any questions? No? No? Questions? No questions.
Good to see you all. Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone from the public that is here that would like to address the board regarding this application? We don't have anyone who'd like to address the board. Okay. All right. Okay, so could I have a motion from the board to close the hearing? Motion by Frank, second by Dan. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
The hearing is now closed. This decision has been reserved in order for us to review the feedback we have received this evening and any open site plan issues. The record will remain open for comments. To follow up on the status of the application or to submit additional written comments, and contact the planning department in either of the following methods. In person, the planning department is located on the west wing of Babylon Town Hall. Applications and documents and plans are available for inspection between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., or via phone 631-957-3103, or via email planningcomments@townofbabylon.com. Okay, thank you very much.
Any open items?
Matt? So revisions are under the review of the planning board. Okay, very good, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.